Capri Theater. Are you guys ready for an amazing night of comedy? I can't hear you guys. I think I can get louder than that. You guys ready for an amazing night of comedy? We're going to get right into the show with our first comedian. This guy is one of the best joke writers in the South. Y'all get nice and loud for the one and only Scott Walker!
Capri Theater. How's everyone doing tonight? Glad you guys are here. We're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna tell you guys some jokes. Have you guys ever heard of that old punishment where a dad would catch his son smoking cigs for the first time? He like made him smoke the whole pack. You know? Taught him a lesson. Then this ain't kind of fucked up. It's like, dude, that's your son. Him smoking an entire pack of cigarettes is like child abuse, dude. And what if that backfired too? It's like, oh, he made him smoke the whole pack? What happened? Did he get sick? Like, oh no, he really enjoyed it. He smokes a pack a day now. He's an avid smoker. So you would never do that with other drugs. Like if you caught your son smoking crystal meth, you'd be like, well, Jonathan, I hope you're ready to stay up for 3 days straight because you're finishing all that crystal meth right now, right? Better heat up that glass, son. It's weird nowadays with drugs. Like for a period of time, you could buy legal versions of weed at gas stations. The hell is that? You guys are picking up from your dealer, and your dealer's the local Exxon? I don't really smoke anymore because I'm 30, but more of an edible guy. Low dose edible. But if I did smoke, it wouldn't be weed that you could get from a gas station. I think that's crazy. People are really out here smoking on Circle K Kush? That's wild to me. Crazy. Yeah, I'm not a very political guy. I think it's because growing up, we always had somebody running for class president every year at school, and I was like, what fucking executive decisions is this moron making, dude? What power does this guy hold? Can't picture a sixth grader smoking a cigarette and just like, the economy is shit. Oh my god. The prices of school lunches are through the roof. We had to bomb a preschool yesterday, guys. I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. This isn't what I thought it was going to be when I ran for office. Yeah. Speaking of bombing, I wonder if a suicide bomber has ever seen a drone strike and been like, yo guys, what the fuck are we doing? I mean, if we can't invest in the technology, I mean, let's at least brainstorm. Like maybe we could just tape an explosive to a Nerf Whistler football and just chuck it. Just fucking let it rip. We need to upgrade our technology. So I feel like the porn industry is always the first to capitalize on technological advancements. Yeah. There's movies, the internet, virtual reality. I think we really need to lock down time travel before the porn industry gets their hands on it. Okay? Because before we know it, we're going to start seeing pornos filmed at important historical events. Like the gangbangs at the beaches of Normandy. Bukkake, the fall of the Berlin Wall. The double penetration of 9/11, guys. We can't let this happen. Never forget the twin bones. Never forget. I've been getting a lot of ads on social media for this healthcare service that you can mail in a stool sample and they'll tell you all about your gut microbiome and what foods you should and shouldn't eat. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that a healthcare service offers that. But I do think it's kind of weird that people are just out here mailing stool around. I could just send some turds to USPS and no one asks questions about it. How much poop can I send in the mail before someone starts asking questions, you know? Can I just send a shipping container across the country and no one's going to say anything? Guys, I'm learning about my gut microbiome, all right? Don't ask questions. Yeah, healthcare services, I don't trust them anymore. Because I learned something during COVID, you know? I got double vaxxed. I also got COVID 5 times. So I don't know if I really needed it or not. But out of all my friends I asked, I was like, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? The only people that said they didn't was my black friends. And I was like, what's up with that? And they told me all about Tuskegee. Apparently the government was up to some fucked up shit back in the day. I was like, holy crap. So next time before I jump on board with something that I don't know about, I'm gonna consult my black friends first. I'm like, hey, Elon Musk wants us to jump on a spaceship and go colonize Mars. Does that sound like a good idea? They're gonna be like, white man, ship, colonize. That sounds like slavery, I'm not doing it. I'm like, holy shit. I'm staying back here with you guys, you fucking know what's going on. They almost got me on that too. Yeah, it's terrible. I feel like firefighting is too important of a job to have volunteers be doing it. It's like, I appreciate your service if you're a volunteer, but if you want to volunteer for something, maybe volunteer to chaperone a middle school field trip. You know, something more appropriate to volunteer for. Because when my house is on fire, I want the professionals there, all right? They're trying to figure out how to get the hose hooked up. I'm just standing next to them like, probably should have got my family out of there. That's a bad idea. Shout out to the first responders. I don't know if anyone here knows CPR, but they no longer recommend mouth to mouth. Did you hear about this? And one of the main reasons being, it discourages bystanders from performing CPR. Yep. Not a lot of sexy people going into cardiac arrest. Apparently cardiac arrest is a huge turnoff. Some fat guy with Cheeto-stained fingers goes down, a room full of nurses and doctors are watching him die. They don't want to lock lips with that dude. It's tough out here being fat. I'm trying to lose some weight myself. I'm trying to get back into intermittent fasting. If you haven't heard about this, it sucks. I'll tell you that much. Where you don't eat for like 16 hours a day. But you know, whenever I get on these diets, whether it's only eating certain kinds of foods or choosing not to eat at all when food is readily available, I just feel like a spoiled bitch, you know, because I see these commercials for starving kids in third world countries, and it's like for 39 cents a day you could feed this child. And all I can think is, man, that kid looks great. He's got no fat on him. That kid is thriving in ketosis right now. So maybe if I stick to fasting, someday I'll have my dream body too, which I guess happens to be the body of a 9-year-old in the Sudan. I won. Yeah. Any college sports fans here? Oh, awesome. War Eagle. I don't mean to start a Southeastern Conference war in the room. I'm just trying to open up. But no, I think it's cool to be into college sports. I don't think it's cool to be into recruiting though. I think that's where it gets weird. Because like my uncle is really into college football, he's also really into recruiting. And I find that disturbing. Because if you're a 16 or 17-year-old kid and you're really good at football, my uncle knows a lot about you. I think that puts him on a list somewhere. And I'm not saying my uncle is a pedophile or anything, guys. But theoretically, if he was, he's got pretty good taste. I mean, these are future D1 athletes we're talking about, guys. This is the cream of the crop my uncle's going after. These are kids with a future. These are kids that are running sub 4.3 40s. Stay away from my uncle. He's like, man, I would offer that kid a full ride. I'm like, oh God. I hope we're talking about scholarships. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I met my wife in college. I didn't meet her on a dating app. I met her the old-fashioned way. And by old-fashioned way, I don't mean at a bar. I traded my finest livestock to her parents for her hand in marriage. And no, I think the dating apps are actually pretty cool. You know, with Tinder, you can set your age range from 18 to 55 plus. I'm just like, damn, I feel like I missed out on so many good 55 plus hookups. Yeah, that's the crowd I'm going for. You know, young chicks, they want to have sex all night. I don't have that kind of stamina, guys. I'm just trying to cuddle for a couple minutes and then watch reruns of MASH. or Gilligan's Island, the classics. And there's nothing like a good bedtime story after a hookup. I'm like, Margaret, tell me what it was like during the Cold War. Right to sleep. Right to sleep. But yeah. I married a female human. I was holding out for an AI sex robot, but the technology just isn't there, guys. We've got to wait a couple years. But someday, ladies, it's going to be hard to compete with these AI sex robots. Because it's going to be like dating a smoking hot chick with autism. I'm like, hey babe, what's the population of Peru? She'll be like, the population of Peru is roughly 33.85 million. Would you like me to drain your balls? Like, oh my God. It's more so interested in facts about Peru, but that sounds great to me as well. All this talk about Peru's got me going also. I want a machu in your Pichu. That's for the geography experts. But I was rewatching the Harry Potter movies with my wife while she was sick. Any Harry Potter fans out there? Okay. So you guys will get this joke. But while I was rewatching the Harry Potter movies with her, one thing I noticed, a lot of white people in these movies. So what the fuck is that about? They could have casted a person of color in any of these roles and it would have been cool. Any of the roles except for two. Alright? Number one is Sirius Black. Okay? First off, his last name is Black, that's two on the nose. And he spent 12 years in Azkaban for a crime he did not commit. You can't make that guy black. That's not cool. That's not cool, dude. Number two is pretty obvious, it's Lord Voldemort. Because Black Voldemort is not losing a fight to a white teenager. I'm telling you that right now. Black Voldemort beats the shit out of Harry Potter 10 times out of 10. I mean, could you imagine Black Voldemort? I'm sorry. He who must not be named. That's the one word you're not allowed to say in Harry Potter. Unless he's black, then there's two words you can't say. I think therapy is great. I think more people should do therapy. I think men should do therapy more often than females because if you didn't know this, the male suicide rate is 3.9 times higher than female. I know, right? What a bunch of pussies. It's because men, we don't like to be vulnerable. We don't like to share our emotions. We don't like to cry. And I think guys should cry more often. And I think a great place to cry as a man is a crowded gun range. Because there's something about bawling your eyes out and yelling that you've had a hard time lately while holding a semi-automatic rifle. You get a lot of people's attention. They're like, what the fuck is going on with that guy over there? The attention feels great, I'm telling you. It's worth the membership. See that up, good cry. Yeah, suicide's sad. The show gets darker from there. I think the worst way to commit suicide is self-immolation, setting yourself on fire. Because anytime you ever see somebody self-immolate, they're always protesting something. You can't just set yourself on fire for the love of the game anymore. Everything's political nowadays, guys. Can't just set myself on fire because that's how I want to go out. I got to choose a side between Russia or Ukraine first. Yeah. But if you are going to self-immolate, you should fuck with your friends on the way out. Just be like, dude, why didn't you text me back yesterday? Make those last seconds count. Really fuck with a buddy on the way out. I don't want to go out like that. I want a much more honorable death. Something along the lines of a Chris Benoit situation. Guys, I'm saving up for a Bowflex. I thought I was going to lose you guys with that one. Alright, well, we'll clean it up, okay? It gets better. I think one of my biggest fears is that something terrible happens to me to where I go into a coma for a period of time. But that's not what I'm scared of. What I'm scared of is when I'm in this coma state, that somebody close to me starts a GoFundMe in my name. And the reason that scares me is because I don't want a quantifiable dollar amount associated with how important my life is to people around me, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to wake up from a coma to an underperforming GoFundMe, guys. Like, God forbid, I wake up from like a 2-month-long coma, and my GoFundMe's at like $83. I'm like, oh my God. You guys could have just unplugged me, what the fuck? I was hoping to wake up to a GoFundMe bag. Yeah. Anyone here ever had sex before? Nobody? No. Yeah. I never even got the birds and the bees talk growing up. But it typically involves bees pollinating flowers to symbolize male fertilization and birds laying eggs to symbolize female ovulation, and that all animals in nature take part in the natural act of reproduction. But what isn't natural is what all these birds and bees are doing on Pornhub. Birds getting double penetrated by bees, bird orgies, bee cream pies, POV, big booty bird doggy style, guys. It's crazy what you can find on the hub. Yeah. Our elected officials took the hub away from us. Can't believe they took the hub away from me, a taxpayer. They left me out here to beat off to X videos like some sort of illegal immigrant. It's no taxation without masturbation, all right? You give me the hub or you give me death. It's part of my Bill of Rights as a citizen to have access to the hub. No. I have a feeling that some of the people in the crowd don't know what the hub is. You guys are saints. No. I do think it's funny that porn videos have comment sections on them. What are you guys doing here? You got too much time on your hands. I wish you could filter them by pre-nut comments and post-nut comments. Because a pre-nut comment would be like, oh my God, she's got the nicest ass I've ever seen. But then a post-nut comment would be like, that mole in her back looks cancerous. She needs to get that checked out. It's a way more rational comment to leave. You know, once that post-nut clarity sets in, you're just trying to help another human being. All right. Anyone here a fan of 1990s metal music? All right, well then you might know this rumor. It's a popular rumor that the 1990s metal rock star Marilyn Manson got his lower ribs removed so he could give himself blowjobs. It's a popular rumor. I don't know if it's true. But I just wonder if when God took Adam's rib to make Eve, if he came back in the morning to check on him and Adam was just like, God, look. And God was just like, Adam, you're out of the garden, man. That's the forbidden fruit. You can't swallow your own seed, dude. That's crazy. You're gone. You're fucking gone. All right, this is my last joke, and then I'll bring up your next comedian. I think drinking games are pretty stupid. You know, stuff like beer pong and all that. I think they're games for children, to be honest. Because you know you never see playing drinking games is people that actually drink, like for real. You never see a group of elderly alcoholics at a bar playing flip cup. No. It's a much more depressed drinking vibe. But there is one drinking game in particular that I do like. Do you guys want to know what it is? It's called Driving Home. It's a high-stakes game. It's pretty intense, but I'm the best at it. All right, some people might say I'm the Michael Jordan of it. Until the day comes where I crash and die, then I am no longer the Michael Jordan of drinking and driving. Guess I'd be the Kobe Bryant. But I still had a legendary career, all right? Hall of Fame, Mamba mentality. I appreciate you guys. Are you guys ready for your next comedian?